Travel lovers and history buffs, this is your dream vacation. Join me, Sandy Max, on a 10-day journey through Germany, Austria, and the Czech Republic. We'll enjoy Munich's famous beer halls, sip our way through Salzburg's historic breweries, and discover Vienna's culture and craft beer scene. Then end the tour in Prague, where ancient history meets modern brews. From iconic castles to authentic flavors, grab your passport and let's raise a glass to the ultimate beer adventure. Limited spots available. Book now. Email me, sandy@wtmj.com to learn more.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman, joined by Martin Moore. It's the future of almost everything. That's what we do on Thursdays. So, Martin, some breaking news, seen it on many sources this morning, that Bill Chisholm, who is the co-founder of the private equity firm STG Partners, is buying the Boston Celtics for a reported $6.1 billion, the largest sale for a sports franchise in North American history.
That's
yes.
big coin.
Any guesses as to what the current ownership group paid for the franchise back in 2002, 2003?
Oh my God! What did they sell it for right now?
Sold it for $6.1 billion is what the number is being reported at.
20 years, more than 20 years ago. I'm going to say like $1.5 billion.
22 years ago, the current ownership group purchased the franchise for $360 million.
Oh boy, that's a jump.
Yes.
Those are some nice gains.
Yeah, a little quick math I've seen on a couple different X accounts. 1,594% gain, or 13% annualized. Of course, includes 2 championships in Boston, 2008 and
one with Doc Rivers.
2024. Indeed, yes. So not a bad, not only valuation there, but a gain for the current ownership group.
Buy low, sell high.
Yes. And obviously, you look at other franchise valuations across the league. You know, the Phoenix Suns were sold for $4 billion in February of 2023. Milwaukee Bucks had a transaction recently at, I think the valuation was $3.5 billion. And the Mavericks had a change in ownership, too, at $3.5 billion in December of 2023. So franchise values continue to increase. I thought one report, interestingly, that the arena has a separate ownership group that owns the Bruins. So not including the real estate in that, that's even more impressive.
I had no clue that the Bruins and the Celtics shared the same arena.
Yeah.
Which is shocking because it's not like the Bruins don't deserve their own, with how many championships they have, their own arena. I wonder what the thinking is behind that.
Yeah. I mean, I think, being able to participate in the development in and around the arena is so incredibly important to the ownership groups. But being able to collaborate on promotions, it works really well, too.
Sure.
All right. When we come back, we are going to dive into the future of sedans with Kia America. Oh, remember the old sedan, Martin? You probably were a big sedan fan back in the day.
Do I look like a sedan fan? Okay, sure.
I don't know, but I think the sedans might be on their way back. You're listening to The Upswing. This is WTMJ.
When we're out in your town, come say hi to us as we broadcast live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio.
Anytime you hear us when we're out on the road, you can find us live from our brand new mobile studio.
Whether it be Summerfest, EAA, Opening Day, Air and Water Show, wherever we may be, you can see us on the radio, live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
WTMJ.
Tell us a little bit about Innovative Signs.
We're located out in Waukesha. Where we are really focused mostly is manufacturing outdoor electrical signs.
You came to Horicon Bank. How do you think other local businesses can benefit?
When I call, Michelle picks up the phone, and when I email, she responds in a timely manner. A few years ago, I talked to my accountant about shopping around looking for a different bank just to get some alternatives, and he said, absolutely not. You're not going to like working for a big bank. They have a lot more regulations. So that's how we got involved with Cornerstone Bank. When Horicon purchased Cornerstone, we came along for the ride, and it's been great.
IndyCar racing returns to the Milwaukee Mile at Wisconsin State Fair Park on August 23rd and 24th for the Snap-on Milwaukee Mile 250 weekend. Secure your seats in the grandstands for the best views of all the action. Plus, we've pulled out all the stops with incredible food and live entertainment in the epic free fan zone. Race tickets are on sale now at wistatefair.com. Get ready because IndyCar is back with the Snap-on Milwaukee Mile 250, August 23rd and 24th.
Vince Vitrano for Connect Chiropractic. Winter shoveling, hibernating, being a couch potato, chiropractic can help bring back your energy. Headaches, neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain. How quickly you can see results will vary from person to person, but time and repetition is key to staying on the right track. No twisting, no cracking, no popping. At Connect Chiropractic, they use an instrument called the Integrator that allows them to be gentle and specific with all their adjustments. New location coming soon to Oak Creek. Get started at goconnectchiro.com.
While the king is on the sideline watching all alone.
It's our ball, ain't it? It's our ball! Hey! It's our ball!
Watch how the next man up is coming for his throne.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Giannis the other way. Goes hard at Siakam and then plunges it down with a monstrous one-hand jam.
The Bucks head to L.A. to take on the Lakers. Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 9. We are the home of the Bucks. WTMJ.
Is outdoor living limited at your place? Well, imagine a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, maybe even an outdoor kitchen in your yard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is a local, family-owned company that consults, designs, and builds these things. They're the best. Let them make Outdoor Living Unlimited in your yard like they did in ours. We are Wisconsin. We live outdoors as much as possible. Make the most of it with help from Outdoor Living Unlimited. See OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman, joined in studio by Martin Moore. It's the future of almost everything. That's what we do on Thursdays. James Bell is the head of corporate communications at Kia America. James joins us. James, how's your day going today?
Well, I'm here with you talking about cars. I call that a good day.
Indeed. All right. So Martin and I were talking a little bit in the first segment about the future of sedans. First, give us the level set definition of a sedan, just to make sure everyone knows what we're about to talk about.
I guess you would use the old phrase a family car. So 4 doors, hood, trunk, trunk lid. So yeah, just the more what we all drew when we were kids as cars.
Yeah,
that kind of 3-box thing.
A little bit of old school, kind of. Do you think that the sedans are just totally out of fashion? I mean, it seems like they've kind of gone the way of the station wagon, and they're just not cool anymore, right? Everyone's going to the crossovers and the SUVs and the smaller vehicles.
Let's think about what happens in cool factor. Eventually, when everybody has it, it's not cool anymore. Mm-hmm. So I think that's kind of where we're heading here. Now, station wagons maybe not be coming back, but people are using crossovers and SUVs the same way they use station wagons for loading them up with Costco runs and the kids to school and all that. So we, look here at Kia, we love SUVs and crossovers too. About 70% of our sales are those. Mm-hmm. But what we're saying is that for many people, why do you have, room for 7 people, all that extra glass, all that extra steel, all that extra seats and things, if you're in the car by yourself 95% of the time? That's extra utility that you're not utilizing. Go ahead.
Oh, and not just that, but one people forget about sedans that's advantageous is they typically get better gas mileage.
Yeah.
Or longer range than a larger, heavier SUV or crossover.
It's simple physics, isn't it? I mean, if you've got a lighter vehicle, you don't need to put the biggest engine in there to get it up to speed. You're more aerodynamic. You're more fun to drive. I mean, there's an agility issue to it, which I think is something people don't recognize. If you're hustling down the highway in a big SUV and a ladder falls off a truck ahead of you, those big SUVs aren't so easy to move quickly. And so you might end up running it over and causing a problem. Whereas with a sedan, you're a little lighter on your feet, and you might be able to avoid it. So there's a nice safety component, which I think people don't consider. They just feel, oh, I've got the biggest car available, so I must be safer. I see it the other way.
How much does cost come into this for the couple sedan models that Kia has? Is it obviously, price point is much lower than the SUVs?
It's simple economics. If you don't have to have all that extra metal and glass and leather and so forth, and it becomes a less pricey vehicle. That and just, when you look at the average transaction price on an SUV these days, it's $70,000 plus. That's not cheap. And so the manufacturers like Kia that are still in the sedan business, I should say, we recognize that. And so we want to have some nice options and choices. And so, simple economics tells you that a sedan is cheaper to build, so therefore it's cheaper to buy.
Yeah. Are the sedans from Kia hybrid or all electric? Did you have that opportunity in the K4 and K5s?
I will give you a little sneak peek here, break a little news. We've got at the New York Auto Show in about 25 days, the K4 sedan, which has been in our lineup now for about 6 months and off to a tremendous start. It's usually our top 1 or 2 selling cars in our line. We're going to do an all-electric. It's not an exact replica of the K4, but we're calling it the EV4. And it's very similar looking, very similar idea, but done in an all-electric, very modern way. So, yes, the idea of, having, again, a range of choice, hybrid, plug-in hybrid, gasoline, and electric is going to be definitely part of the sedan, landscape.
Nice. That's exciting. So I want to talk a bit about touch screens and non-touch screens in cars. Okay. I saw last week that Volkswagen said that beginning with its new electric vehicles due out in 2026, the volume heating, fans, the hazard lights, they're all going physical again because we all seem to not want to drive down the highway and touch those screens. Is that what you're seeing at Kia too?
Well, if you allow me to brag here for a moment, we've already been doing that. Volkswagen's just catching up with us because, there's a safety component to that. Yeah. It might be cool, high tech when you're at the dealership. You have to go to the screen to, open the glove box. Well, that might be something fun when you're, showing your friends, but that's not convenient. Or as you said, changing the temperature, changing the radio volume, all that kind of stuff. That's silly to make that difficult. And again, there's a safety part. If you're having to scroll through screens, you're not paying attention to the road. Mm-hmm. So Volkswagen, they can thank us because we've been there for a long time. We already have knobs for doing those day-to-day common functionalities.
My 2025 Tucson, Hyundai brought back the knobs and stuff, and it's much appreciated. I've loved Hyundai and Kia for like a decade now. I think they're just one of the greatest brands and success stories. And just little things like that and the attention to detail and bringing actual useful things back like that. I love it.
Yep. No, it's funny how I saw that Volkswagen news too, and I kind of sat and smiled for a second.
We're talking with James Bell, head of corporate communications at Kia America. James, obviously appreciate your time again. So what are you seeing in terms of the future of membership and subscription programs from automobile manufacturers? It seems like, there's a bit of an upsell there sometimes. You include a package for a while, and then it's a $5.99 monthly fee or $59 annually. What are you seeing from the consumer lens in terms of the approachability here?
It feels to me that there's an element of early adopter. That okay, I'm buying this vehicle. It has these over-the-air upgrades and updates that I can do, and they're jumping in on it. I struggle to see a long-term part of it. I think that car companies are going to, as you said, people will buy the subscription to an additional feature and give it a test. And if it isn't something that they really makes their day-to-day drive better, then they might let that expire. But I tend to think that inevitably, because we have modems in the vehicles now and so much can be done in a software basis to upgrade the performance or enhance the experience, you'll still have that functionality, but I think it's only going to get more and more affordable.
Very good. in the past couple of years we've had some challenges with Kia in Milwaukee and other markets with cars getting stolen a little easier.
Yeah.
Has that all been rectified on your end?
Oh, yes, definitely so. So as a running change to production back in 2021, all vehicles have the immobilizer built in, so that addressed that for any newer cars, again, since 2021. And then we rolled out a software upgrade, which basically mimics the activity of an immobilizer for all vehicles that have been impacted by this. And by the way, it's only those vehicles that have a steel key to turn and start the car. If you've got a Kia that has a push-button start, you're already excluded from the problem. So, yes, we have addressed that. And in fact, I just saw a story day before yesterday in the Wall Street Journal about how theft rates in general are going kind of flatline for most car companies, but going down for Kia because of all the good work we've done.
All right, quickly, James, what's the future of color schemes in automobiles? I think it seems to going all black and white. Like, that's the only kind of cars you seem to see. Are you seeing more variety at all in terms of the reds and blues?
I'm hearing from our design team that it's kind of getting into the bluish grays and the greenish grays and beiges, a little more sedate kind of stuff. But where I'm seeing the really interesting thing, though, is on the interior color schemes. Like
white.
The K4. Yeah, I mean, well, white colors, red colors, things that you would not have. Blue, we've got a purple interior on one of our cars now. So, yeah, it's the way to get to express your personality is going to be on the inside and the outside.
Very good. James Bell, Head of Corporate Communications at Kia America. James, we appreciate your time this morning. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 10:30. ABC News, local headlines are next. And then more with Martin Moore. We have the Mine Shaft giveaway coming up next and some news about new Happy Meals at McDonald's.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The reigning NBA champion Boston Celtics are being sold for a record $6.1 billion. The buyer, Symphony Technology Group, managing partner William Chisholm, a Boston native. The sale, the richest in major pro sports history. A closely watched barometer of the job market finds more Americans were standing in the unemployment line last week.
The Labor Department says 223,000 initial jobless claims were filed in the week leading up to March 15th, 2,000 more than the week before and in line with what analysts were anticipating. The less volatile weekly moving average has remained fairly consistent since the start of winter. In all, 1.9 million out-of-work Americans are receiving jobless benefits.
The Dow is up 166 points this hour, the S&P up 17. A major north-south route in Gaza has been shut off. Israel reestablishing a barricade today. Israeli airstrikes killing at least 500 people in Gaza this week. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 10:31. I'm Eric Bilstad. A new bill to fund the federal government will cut millions from Wisconsin projects. The spending bill would target projects approved by both Republicans and Democrats. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel says those projects include a wastewater treatment plant in Prairie du Chien and some National Guard readiness centers. Totals more than $250 million. Wrapping up lead removal efforts at two Milwaukee public schools, both Golda Meir Lower Campus and Maryland Avenue Montessori, have passed their clearance checks for lead dust and need no more remediation. And the NCAA basketball tournament begins today on the men's side. Wisconsin plays Montana this afternoon, 12:30 tip. Marquette plays New Mexico tomorrow. Time now for some news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management market update. Checking the numbers right now, and so far so good. The Dow is up to 159 to 42,123. The Nasdaq up 77 to 17,828, and the S&P is up 15 to 56,90. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. 94 eastbound, Highway 16 through the Zoo interchange into the Marquette. You're good getting in and out. Both east and westbound are clear. 4145 south, Highway Q to the Zoo is also delay-free. 43 southbound, no problem. Brown D Road into downtown, and 94 north from Layton into the Marquette also is looking clear at the moment. The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Gradual clearing, some afternoon sunshine. Windy today still, a high of 38. Yeah, still looking at some 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts today. Tonight, clear and cool, low of 29. Friday, partly cloudy, still windy. A chance for showers later on in the day tomorrow, a high of 54. Saturday, sunny, 40. Sunday, a chance for a rain wintry mix, and a high of 46 degrees. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 33. I'm Eric Bilstead, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:33.
When I shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, every time I come in, it's like a whole new store. It's because new inventory is arriving daily, all kinds of everything. And let me tell you, thrift store prices make buying easy. And helping others at the same time, that's icing on the cake. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
No shortcuts, no compromises, just the job done right. At Exterior Pros, we don't just meet expectations, we crush them. Every nail, every window, every shingle is a step toward your home's next chapter. From the moment we start until that final reveal, we're committed to making your home better than ever. Quality products and craftsmanship you can count on. Go to the pros for your next project. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274.
Your European experts at Fox World Travel are ramping up and busy as ever. With the trending spring and summer European travel season, Fox European experts mean you can maximize your time soaking up the warm weather, blooming flowers, and vibrant landscapes without worrying about your travel or missing a moment. Port hop along the Mediterranean with Celebrity or Holland America, or design your own bucket list adventure with Globus. Visit us online or call 866-GO-FOX-GO. Your European immersion awaits.
This March, Heiser Automotive Group is putting the pedal to the metal with our Accelerate Your Refund sales and service event. Tax season is the best time to upgrade your ride or take care of your current vehicle. And we're making it easier than ever to turn your tax refund into turbocharged buying power. Accelerate into a newer used vehicle or get essential repairs and maintenance done. Plus, with Heiser's exclusive Safe and Sound program, you can buy and service with confidence, convenience, and peace of mind. Visit Heiser.com today.
See dealer for complete details.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman, joined in studio by Martin Moore. It's the future of almost everything. That's what we do on Thursdays. Let's give away a gift card to the Mine Shaft restaurant in either beautiful downtown Hartford or just off of Highway 41 near the EAA in Oshkosh. Super affordable, ton of fun, really family friendly too. World-class game room. I say it all the time. It's quietly, conveniently set aside so the kids can hang out up there. I mean, good for mom and dad, too, for sure. But mom and dad can kind of hang out at the bar. Kids can have a whole lot of fun playing whatever game they choose in the world-class game room. Kids under 5 eat for free Monday through Thursday from the kids menu. Every Thursday, when you buy one pizza, you get a second pizza for free. Caller number 7 at 855-616-1620. Gets a gift card to the historic Mine Shaft. Let's go from Mine Shaft to Minecraft, Martin.
Ooh.
How about that?
I know you play a lot of Minecraft, right, Jeff?
How
many dollars do you think you've racked up?
I used to when our kids were a little younger. They were big into it.
Did you really?
So, yeah,
I was kidding.
I kind of like Minecraft. I like the.
Hey, that's fine. Everybody's got their.
It's creative. You know, it gets. I don't know. It stimulates the mind a little bit, and you're building.
That stuff is good for dementia, Alzheimer's, any cognitive diseases that you develop. You got to stay creative. Netflixing and chilling ain't going to do it.
That's right. I hear that. So McDonald's this morning said it's launching Minecraft movie meals in a flame sauce for a limited time. Minecraft movie comes out April 4th. The new Happy Meals, if you will, come out April 1st. The twist here, though, is there isn't a kid's version. There isn't an adult version. There's just two different versions. They haven't said the prices yet, but one includes a bit more food and drink, limited edition collectible, your choice of a Big Mac, or the 10-piece chicken McNuggets.
Oof, what a delicious snack. Jeff, stop talking dirty to me.
Yeah, so they're kind of an interesting move here. Obviously, the tie-in with the movie, but moving away a little bit from, the meals are just for the kids.
Sure.
But here's 2 price levels, and if you're a kid, well, we wouldn't mind if you buy the more expensive one.
Sure. When's the last time you bought a Happy Meal for yourself?
Oh, man, it was...
Or have you ever bought a Happy Meal for yourself?
It's been years. But I think every now and then when McDonald's makes these releases, you're like, that's kind of interesting. Maybe I'll drive through. But I'm all really going if one of my kids say, hey, we got to have it. And we just don't.
I have not been to a McDonald's in like 5-6 years, maybe.
All right. Well, Minecraft Movie Collectibles also comes with digital perks, so customers can get one of 12 Block World toys or one of 6 exclusive collectibles inspired by some of McDonald's, of course, most beloved characters and menu items. So Minecraft Movie and McDonald's, that's coming soon to a drive-thru near you. So a little follow-up on the Kia conversation, Martin. The subscription models from automobile manufacturers, I think, is really interesting. And we touched on it briefly, like the Kia Connect. Sure. Essentially, you buy a new Kia or Hyundai, you get access to 911 connects, maintenance, remote charge, a bunch of things. But then after a while, the free goes away and you're paying monthly.
Not unless you're like me and you lease for the rest of your life.
You get around that. That's nice.
I don't know if that's getting around it. Yeah, it's going to be the future subscription services. We've seen it with BMW. They were charging $18 a month in some countries for heated seats. Mm-hmm. Mercedes-Benz was doing it to make your 0 to 60 faster. Obviously, there's other brands other than Hyundai and Kia that they'll charge for remote start. And there's too much money in it to not experiment with it. Yeah. And I'd just be really curious, in a world where we're all used to subscription services for everything, how much as consumers will welcome that with open arms, or if there'll just be so much disdain for another subscription service that it'll kind of come and go.
Well, it's all about incremental revenue, but ultimately it's about bundling services too, like
Absolutely.
Things that you're like, I didn't traditionally get the roadside assistance through XYZ brand. So putting all those into one, I mean, what would you be willing to pay for additionally above and beyond that you're not right now? Is it the heated seats, the heating steering wheel?
Never
Is it something else?
Heated seats. I won't buy the car if it doesn't come with heated seats.
That's right. It's almost standard.
Or I don't pay, but I would pay. I want to say it's maybe like $5 or $10 a month for my Hyundai Blue Link, which is like my remote start. I have 360 cameras on my car, so I can get pictures of it to see if someone dinged it or whatever. Mm-hmm. That something like that is advantageous for me because I spend so much time. Well, I don't really spend a ton of my time in my car, but I spend enough of it where being able to monitor it, make sure it's locked, unlock it, remote start it, view the cameras. That's worth it for me. But that's sort of where I draw the line. Like, I'm not paying for navigation. I get it on my phone. I'm not paying for heated seats.
Yeah.
But I'd be curious what other things people would be willing to pay if the car can go faster, get better gas mileage.
Yeah.
Because as the manufacturer, you can lower the price of the car, get people to buy it, and then make your money back with the subscription services.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of those technology upgrades that might be appealing.
Self-driving, that'll be a big one.
Indeed, yes. And there'll probably be different variations there, and you're going to want the premium, most safe package, so you're going to be able to
Would you like
spend
the free,
a little bit
unsafe
more.
self-driving,
Yes.
or would you like to pay an extra $20 a month for the one that doesn't kill you and your family?
The Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line is 855-616-1620 from the 262. I hate subscriptions and renting, leasing, anything.
Yes.
I try to own everything outright and keep it until it isn't useful anymore. Currently listening to WTMJ on a 1980s Sony Walkman mini radio.
Hopefully with Cost Porta Pros you're listening.
Indeed. Yes, that's the only way to do it. When we come back, what is the future of wedding reception venues and contracts? Story you've probably heard about. We're going to dive into it a little bit more, but I want Martin's take on the things you need to do to make sure that wedding reception venue is safe, secure, and locked in. You're listening to The Upswing. This is WTMJ.
Are you over 18 years old, over 280 pounds, and interested in participating in a clinical research study? If so, you may be eligible to participate in a research study involving MRI scanning. You may qualify to participate if you are 18 years of age or older and not employed by GE Healthcare, are able to hear and understand English, are over 280 pounds, are not pregnant, do not have any tattoos or permanent makeup, have no implants with the exception of permanent orthodontic retainers and breast implants. Pierre O'Godden is a principal investigator for the study being held at 3200 North Grandview Boulevard in Waukesha. Study scans are investigational, and the use of these devices has not been cleared by the FDA. The study is not being performed for diagnostic purposes and is not intended to replace your medical care. Your appointment will last up to 4 hours, and for your time and travel to GE Healthcare in Waukesha, you'll be offered a gift card valued at $80 per appointment at GE Healthcare's MRI facility. To learn more, please call GE Healthcare at 262-312-7855. Again, that's 262-312-7855.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, founder of Right Choice Tax Resolution and best-selling author on how to have less stress with the IRS. We have talked with a number of new clients who told us the same story. They had a tax situation and went with one of those national firms with the TV and radio ads. They guarantee they can settle your tax owed for pennies on the dollar. They take a $10,000 fee up front, and then you never hear from them again. We are a local firm and just want to help you resolve your situation so you can get on with your life. Don't let your bank account get wiped out, your paycheck or Social Security check get garnished, or a lien put on your house so you can't sell it or get refinanced. The state can even put a hold on your occupational license. Make the right choice and call 844-222-1192 or visit rightchoicetax.us today. Schedule a free meeting so we can talk and come up with a plan to solve your situation right now. It will not go away if you bury your head in the sand. Call now, 844-222-1192, or visit rightchoicetax.us.
Start your weekend tonight with a free dinner at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club, one of Wisconsin's most beautiful and affordable dining destinations. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Step through those heavy wooden doors, and you're transported into a cozy, rustic haven and the history. And when you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free. Order a choice hand-cut steak, the ribs, the salmon, the pasta, the steak and lobster, any entree. Your second dinner is free. That's amazing value. Desserts and ice cream drinks, and I love when they come around with that dessert platter. Oh, to die for. Wind down ahead of time with an old-fashioned, over 20 bourbons, 100 wines, an old-world-style bar, and 8 unique dining rooms. Weekends might be too busy for some, so start your weekend tonight with a quiet, free dinner at the Fox and Hounds. It sits in the Kettle Moraine Forest just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of Holy Hill. Spectacular drive. Tables are open tonight. Just walk in for your free dinner. Check out one of my favorite places. Visit foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman, joined in studio by Martin Moore. Martin, talk a bit about the future of wedding reception venues and event spaces. A lot of new event spaces all across the state of Wisconsin. Where'd you get married, and how did you pick your venue?
We got married at the Miller Room at O'Donnell Park.
Okay.
And I always wanted to get married downtown. Jen's family is from Southwest Wisconsin, so like Gays Mills area, La Crosse. So I was very thankful that they all drove to the city, but we really wanted to get married like downtown, down by the lake. And the views were just incredible. Irish Fest was going on, so there's fireworks. Nice. We had Irish dancers. But it just, as soon as we saw it, we walked in. I was like, yep, this is it.
Nice. Yeah, we had it was somewhat similar. We were at what is now Bacchus. It was
nice.
The Boulevard Inn right on Wells Street, kind of overlooking the lake. The family had sold it to Bartolotta, so we were the last event in the space. So we had the whole restaurant to ourselves, so we were able to kind of make it our own, which was really, really special.
Paint the walls.
Indeed, yeah, and just kind of like, hey, this is the last party. Let's go, have some fun. But in the news this week is a venue called Black Swan MKE. It was evicted from its Third Ward wedding venue building inside the Renaissance building right on Water Street. So a bunch of couples are kind of scrambling that the company has closed and filed bankruptcy, and now they're without a a venue to hold
not good
their reception. What are some of the things that you can do on the front side to make sure this doesn't happen? Obviously, things happen. It's a lot of uncertainty in the business world for sure. But one thing you really have to do when you're talking to venue owners is make sure you do all your research, get everything in writing, make sure you know what you can bring in, what you can't bring in, and just really dive deep and don't rely on the venue to kind of set the
or
terms.
A handshake.
It's a negotiation.
Make sure there's a contract. Read the contract. Figure out what happens if for some reason they end up not being able to uphold their end of the deal. They close or whatever happens. There's an act of God or something like that.
Right.
That not only do you get your money back, but a lot of times you can get some extra money because now you have to find a new venue last minute. It's more expensive, limited options. And so a lot of times that stuff's worked into a contract too. And if it's not in there and that's something that concerns you, ask.
Yeah, it's such a big, important event. No matter what it is, wedding or not, make sure you have the agreed upon price and inclusions, know what the timing is, know exactly what you're allowed to bring in and not. Many of these venues have exclusive catering contracts that you're not allowed to bring in this or that. Get everything in writing. Many of them require deposits, but make sure you set that payment schedule and you know what you have to pay, when you have to pay. Tour the venue thoroughly, of course, and do it with as high a level of management as you can, and then verify the licenses and the permits.
That's a big
I know
one,
that's
too.
a lot of extra work, but I think it's important if you're going to a smaller venue that you just don't know all the details about.
Sure, you don't want the fire marshal coming in or the cops to bust you because they don't have an alcohol license or whatever it is. Or and insurance, that's another thing too. Guests could get food poisoning. Fault. Well, what do they have for insurance? There's a lot of little things when you're dealing with 100, 200, 300 people for a wedding that you have to make sure that all your grounds are covered.
Have backup options is another thing for sure. The good thing with out of bad usually comes a little bit of good. I'm really seeing a lot of the local venues, even companies like Saz's, kind of outreaching to the people that don't have venues and saying, hey, we are here to help. We're a collaborative hospitality environment in Greater Milwaukee. When we come back, the future of apps. I'm going to give you some dollars and cents around what app makers are making and what they're not making. This is the Upswing. You're listening to WTMJ.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is here for you, bringing you the latest headlines with John McCure.
So today we're told the officers were paired up and they were in the halls in schools together. We were told it went without incident.
And diving into the details with Julia Fellow.
I had them growing up in my school. I felt like it was a relationship building. You got to know the officers. They got to know the community better.
Tune in to Wisconsin's afternoon news, where your day's story unfolds. Weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. Only here on WTMJ.
Founded by inventors, fueled by community, and focused on business. This is WTMJ's Jeff Sherman speaking on behalf of my good friends at Horicon Bank. Horicon Bank, they've been doing banking differently since 1896. How? Your financing requests, they can be approved in days. You don't have to wait weeks because your banker understands you and your business. Service and products go hand in hand. They provide top-notch products to meet your cash flow needs. Horicon Bank, they always get the job done. Together, doing good, that's their vision, and they're committed to doing what it takes to help your business grow. Horicon Bank, truly the natural choice. Member FDIC.
Transform your home in one weekend with paint from Menards. Get a paint that combines durability and gorgeous color. Dutch Boy's Forever Interior Paint and Primer in One offers powerhouse protection with its stain-blocking, odor-reducing technology. Refresh your home today with Dutch Boy Paint. Get a gallon on sale now through March 23rd. View our entire selection of Dutch Boy Paint at Menards.com. Plus the weekly flyer and other great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
My USPS Ground Advantage package just left the warehouse. I get all the updates. Stay in the know with USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
Pain can make you feel like no matter what you try, it's not going to work. Or it can make you try any and everything. And most times, that'll make you feel like you've been taken for a ride. It's hard to believe that there's a solution to your pain problem that works, is safe, and is actually affordable. But that's why most insurance plans pay for pain treatments from Rejuvenex, because they're FDA approved and they do work. Toradol and hyaluronic acid work together to substantially alleviate your pain. And we've seen patients experience pain relief for greater than 2 years after completing a series of treatments. Is it a one and done? No. But at as low as $65 per joint? It's an affordable alternative to surgery. And it's not an expensive cross your fingers and hope it works experiment. Especially for older pain sufferers, the pain treatment that Rejuvenex offers is worth trying, because the vast majority of patients who do live better lives in a lot less pain.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to Rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's, flavor is our family's business.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman, joined by Martin Moore. I saw a report yesterday, Martin, that the state of subscriptions for apps, this is a company called Revenue Cat, they said that the top 5% of newly launched apps make over 400 times more in their first 2 years than the bottom 25%. The report also noted that only 19% of new apps across all categories generate $1,000 or more in reoccurring revenue within 2 years. And it made me think, I think the opportunity around new app development from a revenue standpoint, it's kind of gone by the wayside because the way we use apps now is drastically different than 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, for sure. And, we're all conditioned now to download apps and pay nothing for them. I mean, think about your most used apps, your bank apps, your Facebook, your weather, sports, news. None of that stuff you're paying for. And so once you come across an app that wants a subscription service or 99 cents or $2.99, you're just kind of like, I don't want to pay that, you know. And that's a problem for developers because they can't make stuff for free. They have to make money. And so, it really comes down to creating apps that are going to make people's lives better and easier and help them in some way and do something and have some sort of functionality that the free app doesn't, because that's the other problem is competition and just alternatives.
Yeah. And you look at the upper end, 5% of all new apps reach $10,000 in revenue. And for smaller businesses, that may be like, wow, that's a lot. But for a media company or somebody that's in e-commerce, that's just not enough to move the needle.
No, it's not. And then you have to update these apps too. It's not like you just make it and move on. There's new Android phones, there's new iPhones, there's new iPads, and those all have requirements every time that they have a update. And a lot of times you have to update the app's backend, security stuff, the user interface, all kinds of things to accommodate, front-selfing cameras or whatever it is. And so, that stuff costs money too.
Yeah. The future of apps, ever-changing for sure. I think we're going more and more to the usability. Ooh, that's
I was
for
way
next
more excited
30.
for that conversation.
All right, we're going to do that. Well, make sure you tune in tomorrow because it is the third Friday of Lent, and we will have our fish fry price checked to open the show tomorrow. Coming up next, Wisconsin's Midday News. But first, let's do some local business headlines.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
A judge approves the sale of a Spanish manufacturer